Hi Curtis, how you doing? Good to
Doing
see you again.
doing good, man. Um, so let me introduce you. So I've got Angus Hilsley on the call today. Angus spent 11 years in a very successful career in the British Army, where he excelled naturally. He was one of the top. He was one of the top of his field. Had several tours in Afghanistan, trained hundreds of soldiers, and he came out of the army with an unexpected knee injury, which hit him very hard, put him in a rut for 6 months. He's used his bad experience to get life back on track and start his own business and motivation and leadership where he wants to inspire and help people to be the best they possibly can. Welcome again, Angus.
Hi, nice to see you again, Curtis.
Yeah. So hey, I've got a few questions here I'd love to ask you and just kind of share that with our audience. So first off, what is your
Yeah.
personal definition of success?
Um, so I've my personal view on success, Curtis, is that it's defined by happiness. So if people can really have that sense of fulfillment, and they're really content with their life and they're happy, to me that has been successful. If they've figured out what they want in their life and they've managed to find a way to achieve what they want in their life, um, be that anything, then that can fill them with that sense of contentment, and that really brings happiness and, to me, success. So if you were to say, are you successful in life? If you can really say that you're happy, then I would say, yeah, successful.
And that's a really great response. I don't have this question on the list, but how old are you?
28 years old.
28. Okay, that's very insightful. I was just curious because you look like a real young guy, but I was well, man, that's a pretty wise answer for a young guy. I s-
Experience.
I spent a whole lot of years chasing the money and not ever happiness, and so I'm glad that
Yeah,
you've realized that early. And you seemed like a happy guy. The last time we talked, I was just like, man, this dude has got life figured out. So that's awesome.
yeah, I like to think so.
Hey, can you share what steps you take daily to improve?
So personally, I'm very institutionalized from the army, because I spent 11 years in the army. It's a big part of my life, and it's kind of ingrained me in the way I am today. So I get up very early. I wake up at about 4:45 every morning. I get a protein shake. I then go to the gym, train hours, then come back home. I'll get my breakfast, and then I'll work for 8 to 9 hours throughout the day, focusing on things that are going to make an impact in my life. I try not to waste too much time on things that would benefit me. So really just narrow down and get my routine as best as I possibly can the day before I attack the next day. And then I'll come back home for dinner and probably go for a walk, maybe listen to an audio book, and then I will come back home, do a couple hours more work, and then read a book and probably go to bed about 9 o'clock to ensure that I get my kind of 6 hours sleep. So that's my kind of usual daily routine.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot
And
of.
I feel,
Sorry about that.
yeah, sorry, it's like I feel like I can use it to the best ability because it's well structured, and I can use it to benefit me by improving a little bit each day and just focus on marginal gains and improve every day.
Cool, man. That's awesome. And then, what advice would you give to someone who is trying to make an important step in their life?
I feel that people need to have confidence within themselves. A lot of people get too consumed by fear, in the sense of they feel that um, things could go wrong, there could be a failure, they could get rejected. All these things build up in people's head, and it's their emotional brain that's taking over the actual thinking brain. And they need to remember that all the things they've done in their life has predominantly been them. So they just remember that they can achieve whatever they want to achieve as long as they want it bad enough. So the accomplishments that they've got so far in life is due to the fact of them wanting that so much out, made it happen no matter what happened. And they found no excuses, and they really, really make sure that they achieved that goal. So if that's the case and they can have them accomplishments, then they should really focus on their next goal and go out and achieve it the exact same way as they've done before. And if they have that approach to life, then there's nothing that can hold them back.
Cool, that's awesome. I love the insight you shared on being disciplined and having that set schedule. And can you tell me about a specific moment that set you on the path that you're on now?
Yeah, it was about 8 months ago. After I was medically army, I kind of came out of the army and a kind of rut. Due that I'd planned to stay in the army for my full career because that was my occupation of choice, and it kind of left me in an unbalanced area and I didn't really know where to go. I ended up probably abusing alcohol a bit too much and gambling, and I really didn't find myself in a good place where I'd normally, for the best part of my life, I'd always been in a good mental state. And it got to the point where I just thought, no, that's it, no more. And I thought, what have I good at in the past and what I've got a lot of experience in? And I look back to motivational leadership, and that's how it kind of transformed from that into the business that I've now got today, which is Motivational Consults. And it really focuses on just finding the motivation that people need to achieve what they want to get that level of fulfillment and happiness.
Cool, that's awesome. And then, so I was also wondering what book you would recommend to our audience, or what's the last book you read?
So the last book that I read was, it's actually just a new one that I've read. It's Discipline Equals Freedom by Jocko Willink, and it's a very to the point book of how you should structure your life, and it's fantastic because there's no grey matter in it. It's literally black and white. This is what you need to do to achieve what you want to achieve in your life. And it's a great structure for people to take on board if they're really looking to try and achieve more with their life. And I've read loads and loads of books about all different topics, be that leadership, be that motivation, be that mentality, but loads of different things. And I really think there's just a great manual about how you can change your life overnight by reading this book. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. Yeah, Jocko's got some great books on leadership, and I've only read one of his books, but just really a cut and dried, white and black, like you said. So that's sounds like it'll be a great book. So that was called Discipline Equals Freedom, right, by Jocko Willink.
Yeah, Discipline Equals Freedom. Yeah.
Cool, man. I'll drop a link to that in your show notes here, so people can check it out if they want. I'm going to read it too. So,
yeah.
And then, how is your training different, or how is it very different?
So I've taken my experiences from the military and I've refined them right down to pretty much how the British Army are motivated and how they're disciplined and routine, how they achieve the goal that they need to be as soldiers. So my experience of motivation and leadership training is pretty much the best in the world because it's taking people in the most stressful environments in the world and learning and teaching them how to deal with that environment, still be motivated and lead people. So for them to be able to be motivated and to lead people in that stressful environment, it's got to be the best in the world. So I've taken that experience that I've got along with experiences that I've now learned from and refined it down into a more adaptive approach to people that want to motivate themselves.
Okay. And so you're tying that in, your military training in with the motivation and stuff on motivationalconsults.com, right?
Yes. So it takes from the military and it's boiled it right down and taken away maybe some of the harshness that came with the military side and made it more approach for people that are not from that back, and made it a lot easier for them to take it on board.
Cool, that's awesome. I love asking this question to military, especially military vets, just because you guys are typically very strong and able to push through stuff that gets a lot of folks down. But how do you push through tough times?
So me personally, I always feel that it's good to, if you're struggling with stuff and things are getting too much inside your head, then you're always better to just take a moment and say, right, and go and do something that you enjoy doing. And for me personally, that's hill walking. I live in Scotland, which is a very beautiful country, and it's got some beautiful hills. And when I feel that things are getting too much and getting top of me, I think, right, that's it. I get my hill walking trousers on, get my backpack on, and I just go out in the hills and have a good full day, having a good think about things, just taking in the fresh air, getting to the top of some hills, getting that accomplished, and then also getting some adrenaline going and just feeling like a good achievement. And it always makes everything feel better. So personally, I think find something you enjoy doing, go and do it, have a think, take, and then you just reset yourself and attack it.
Cool. That's I get a similar response a lot, like I said, from the military leaders and stuff I've spoke with that are all, if you're feeling down or whatever, you get out and do something and get your blood pumping. And so it's
definitely. At
good
the end
advice,
of the day, yeah, you're not going to achieve anything if you just sit down and just feel sorry for yourself. You need to make a decision.
Cool. I like that. What inspires you? What's the most inspiring thing that just gets really pumped up?
Personally, true stories from people that have came from nothing, built themselves to something. So I honestly think there's just a true show of what humans can do. It proves to people that no matter what situation that you're in and how bad things feel right now and how low you are and how there's no escape possible, if you look at some of the situations that people have been in and how they've taken themselves from that to where they are just now, people can achieve anything. Like the human body and the human mind is an unbelievable tool, and it will literally adapt and it will overcome any situation that it's in as long as you allow it to. So personally, I think listening to stories of just how capable and strong the human body and mind is brilliant, because it shows people that they can do anything.
That's awesome. I love on your Facebook header on motivational consults. You've got the looks like a picture of a Scottish hilltop there with just a really cool backdrop. But that was just reminding me your idea of hill walking is probably different than a lot of folks around here, where there's just a little rolling hill, and it looks like the hill you've got there looks more like a mountain.
Yeah, I'm very lucky from where I live. It's a playground to have.
That's awesome. And how do you help people, or how do you want to help people? Oh, I'd have lost you there. Looked like your internet froze up, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool. So I was just asking you, how do you help people, or how do you want to help people with motivational consults?
So my whole idea behind motivational consults is to help people become happier or already happy. So it's to take these burning desires in the back of their minds that seem out of their reach just now because it just seems like a fantasy, but to them would be an improvement on their life, to just use the tools I've got and use the routines and disciplines and stuff that I can install in them to pretty much achieve whatever they want to achieve in their lives and get them to a better place overall than where they are just now. And it's just being able to give people the tools, the motivation and direction that they need just to get to the place that they want to be.
Cool.
So that's the main aim of motivational consults, and it's really been working great so far.
And then, are you real active on your Facebook page? I'll tag the link with motivational consults in the show notes here. But is that a good place people can contact you?
Yeah, so far I've been trying to push motivational consults on my social media pages, such as Facebook and Instagram just now, and then I've got my website, and then hopefully I'll build a few more social media platforms for motivational consults in the future, and just try and build a bit more awareness to my company.
Cool. That's awesome. So folks that are watching the show right now, don't don't leave the show to go check his page. But as soon as we get done here, if you go look up Motivational Consults, be sure to like and follow, Instagram, Facebook, all the different social media profiles. And again, it's Angus Hilsley. Hey, I've got one more question for you, if that's all right, Angus.
Yeah.
Okay, so what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self if you could go back?
That's a good question. It would probably be to be patient. When I was young, I was very much live for the day, enjoy the moment, and not really think about the consequences or repercussions of the future. I'm not sure if that was just my personality or if that was maybe instilled in me a little bit from the army. But looking back on that, and that just to have a more relaxed approach and just be patient with things. I mean, the problem with this day and age, people are keen for everything to happen right, and patience is not something that's taken into consideration a lot of the time. And if they're just patient with what they're trying to achieve, the compound effects of that patience, I guarantee they will see great results in the future. And to be able to go back 10 years and say to my 18-year-old self, just be patient, things will come, stop trying to maybe push things too hard and too fast, your time will come. So just be patient and things will work out.
That's awesome. Thanks so much. I appreciate you being on today. I know you're busy, and thanks for sharing your time with me, Angus.
No, thank you very much, Curtis. It's been great to have a chat with you again, and it's much appreciated, the interview and just getting some awareness to my website and my business. So thank you very much again.
Yeah, hey, I know I said one more question, but I've got another question if that's all right. So Motivational Consults, tell me what services you offer or how you're able to monetize that site, if you don't mind, like, what kind of packages, are you selling books, or
so just now, Motivational Consults, it's, and I'm doing one personal motivational coaching with people. I'm also doing a Change Your Life Challenge package, which is a 2-week package where they work with myself once a week, along with a lot of routines, disciplines, and schedules to kind of start building them slowly and grow more confidence and how they can be more productive throughout the day and start achieving more stuff within their day. And then we use goal setting and stuff like that. And at the end of the 6 weeks, they end up getting to where they want to be. And then I also do my leadership side of things, one-on-one leadership training for predominantly people that are in business that have got, they've got their own businesses and they've got a lot of employees underneath them. They're very ambitious people, and they're looking to push for the next level with their company. And to do that, they need to have all their employees happy, and they need to have them working to the maximum capability. So I've been given a lot of good leadership, and that's been able to implement a lot of good strategies within the workplace so that they can be as productive as possible, which ends up in their business growing in quite a good scale. So that's been great as well.
Cool. That's awesome. Hey, one more time, thanks for being on today. And anybody that wants to check out Angus and his motivational consults, be sure to check out either motivationalconsults.com or look him up on any of the social media platforms. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Curtis. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks again. See ya.